So in this episode we're going to have a look through the wine regions in South Australia. So we're going to start up here in the Clare Valley region, up the top here. So it's famous for producing pretty good quality Rieslings. We're then going to head into red wine country, which is the Barossa Valley, which is a little bit further down here. And then we're going to finish off our little winery sort of tour in McLaren Vale, which is just south of Adelaide. So certainly looking forward to this. It's been one of the bucket list items for our trip so far, and yeah, can't wait for it. Jim Barry is the next winery that we're going to go to today. So it's one of our favourite Rieslings that we have from time to time. Yeah, so this is the front of the cellar door. So we'll go and have a bit of a look and see what it's like.
Darren has offered to cook some Thai food for dinner tonight, so we're thinking a bottle of Riesling will go beautiful with that.
Always reckon that Riesling is best had with Asian food, particularly Thai. It just brings out the flavours so well, and I reckon they're a perfect match. So I'll be inspired if we get a Riesling to do some Thai tonight.
Agreed.
For dinner. Pretty quiet on a Friday. We have the place to ourselves. What would you like, honey?
Well, that's the one we normally buy.
Yeah.
I think it'd be smart of us to maybe have one of their ones that we don't just buy at home, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe the Florida or something like that. So we've ended up picking up one of our favourites, the Watervale Riesling from Jim Barry. We've had this before, we like it, and we got a couple of bottles. So,
yeah.
So far, good start.
Okay, so Taylor's Winery is a very famous winemaker in Australia, if not one of the biggest ones there is in Australia. So it's very exciting to be able to come and look at their operation here. Pretty quiet today. We're Friday just before school holiday starts.
Lately I've been thinking of a one-way ride. Maybe take my car and drive. I don't really know when I'll be back, but I know that I'll be fine. Lately I've been thinking of a one-way flight. Maybe to Hawaii or France. I don't really know when I'm coming home, but I know that I'll be back.
Hi, well today marks our 29th wedding anniversary, and to celebrate we're going to lunch, which is a tapas style restaurant called Mr. Mix, which is a winery / restaurant. So yeah, looking forward to that. Our type of food mixed with a nice bottle of red. I reckon it'll be a pretty awesome way to spend the day. And the weather here today has turned on some magic and it's wonderful.
And he's just super excited to have been married to me for 29 years.
I forgot to mention that.
Hey yo, big wave. Tell them I come. Small time alongside JW. My bestie and your bestie sit down by the fire. Your bestie says she want parties, so can we make these flames go higher? Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go, ane. Chucking more fina, anane. Chucking more fina, ne. Start my truck, let's all jump in. Here we go together. Nice cool breeze and big palm trees. I tell you, life don't get no better. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go, ane. Chucking more fina, anane. Chucking more fina, ne. Okay, your mama ngwele. Step on the dancing floor. Hips be winding, DJ rewinding. Take it to the island way. Okay, your baby mama. Put on your dancing shoes. One drop it, pop it low now. Take it to the max now. Jam in this small jam way. Jam in this small jam way. My bestie and your bestie dancing by the fire. Your bestie says she want parties, so can we make these flames go higher? Talking about hey.
Just finished lunch. What a beautiful lunch it was. Yeah, amazing actually. perfect for us. Love this tapas type style. And we revisited the cellar door and got an extra couple of bottles of wine.
Because it's really good.
And yeah.
Happy anniversary to us.
Happy days.
So we are just coming up to our friends Sally and Mark's property in Tananda. We met them in a minka and they invited us to come and stay with them if we were in the area. Fortunately for us, their beautiful 30-acre property has gorgeous gardens and is only a couple of minutes away from town. We also enjoy their company and love that they love wine as much as we do.
Tastes like tin pears, very fresh, just been released, 2020.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, eh?
That's beautiful.
And that's a bit more rounded, the Riesing's more acidic. This is a little bit more rounded on the finish, so it's still dry and refreshing, but it doesn't have that acidity.
Okay, so we set ourselves a limit today that we'd probably get about 6 or 8 bottles of wine in total for the day. We've just walked out with 6 bottles because Donna, the lady who served us, was amazing. Super informative, but it turns out she's friends with the people that we're staying with, who we met in a minka. And when she found out that we were staying there, she's like, oh, I'll give you a better discount. So 6 bottles, and I think we've still got, I don't know, 4 wineries to go to. Better find some room in the caravan. Okay, so we're just coming up to the Penfolds winery in Barossa.
So the last place at Penfolds, based on our purchasing 6 bottles of wine at the first winery, and Penfolds being the second winery, we decided not to indulge in any more purchases at that, but we did have a nice look around, really nice display. And yeah, so we're now at the next one, which is Lehmann wines, which is one of our regular brands of wine that we have, and it's very nice.
Le mec, au fur et à mesure de sa chute, il se répète sans cesse pour se rassurer. Jusqu'ici, tout va bien. Jusqu'ici, tout va bien. Mais l'important, c'est pas la chute. C'est l'atterrissage.
Grenache from the Barossa range. So the Barossa range generally is a little bit sweeter, still quite bold flavours there as well.
bucket items list was to get a lovely platter. So we're at Peter Lehmann's Wines. We've got a bottle of the Tempranillo, we've got a couple of glasses of the Tempranillo that we've just tried, and yeah, this beautiful platter for lunch.
Yum. Looks great.
So we've just arrived at what they call the shack on the Murray River. So we're at Cockatoo Calypso, Hoffman Farm, or Shack.
I guess for you the song was just a flirt, but I will never forget your sweet face, your green eyes. The smell of your warm skin was like a drug. I lay beside you and was so bewitched, so damn high. If you could only give me one.
They call it a shack.
So we're here for a night, so it's about an hour's drive from Tananda. So yeah, this is their weekend.
Well, they call it their shack, Sally and Mark, but check this out.
And it felt like a roller coaster ride. Hey, under the palm tree is where I found my love. Oh, your skin on my skin, I couldn't get enough. Under the palm tree.
Morning.
Morning. So we're leaving Tananda today after 3 fantastic days here. We were very lucky to meet some beautiful people who let us stay on their property.
Yeah, thanks to Mark and Sally.
Yeah, it's just
Really,
been awesome.
fantastic.
And they've showed us around everywhere. We've gone out to look at their property out at the Riverland and had a night there.
Give you a bit of insight into that, so that was fantastic to be able to see their
It was
slice
amazing.
of paradise, which is only an hour's drive from this beautiful place of Tananda. So we've sort of fallen in love with Tananda. It's
We have,
a beautiful, quaint sort of place.
And the wine's been exceptional.
Yes, we might have to have a couple of days off.
Yeah,
now.
we're
We're heading
thinking
to
of-
Mount Barker today.
Yeah.
So
Go and see, what's the name of that town? The German
Yeah,
town?
Hahndorf. So we're just visiting a little town called Hahndorf, which is a German-themed town in the Adelaide Hills. Starting with fantastic German hot dogs. Just love me for my sausage. This is the Hahndorf Inn. Hahndorf.
Feel the darkness lighting up the air around us. April sunsets in bloom. An unfurnished room. Don't know why, but we were laughing. Guess there's no point left in asking you again.
So when in Germany, you have to have the pork. So we're in Germany at Hahndorf, and we've had to have the pork. Sharon's very excited. Sitting beside the fire. Well, enough of eating all of that pork hock. It's time to move on, and today we've arrived at McLaren Vale.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Another winery, another day.
Just for something different.
Yeah, look, we've been really looking forward to this one. It's a bit special. We're going to the Cube.
Darrenberg Winery.
Yeah, we're having a
Where are we?
McLaren Vale. I know, too many. So anyhow, we're here for a special. We're going to produce our own wine or something like that.
Apparently, we're blending our own
Yep.
bottle of wine each.
Yep.
So that'll be an interesting process to learn a little bit more about how they blend and all those
Yep.
sorts of things. We thought that'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely not wine aficionados, but anyhow. So we're in there in a 15 minutes or so. there's a sculpture lawn, so I'm going to just go and have a bit of a look at that.
What are we doing after?
Oh, and
Blending.
the very exciting bit, the reward.
We shouted ourselves to a little bit of luxury, I guess, maybe.
Yes, we're having I think it's a 6-course degustation lunch with paired wine. So we caught an Uber today here. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's a really nice way, I think, to finish it off our wine experiences throughout South Australia. Anyway, if you haven't been here and you're into wine, you need to get here. Don't you reckon?
For sure. Ciao, ciao.
What can pull you from the edge, give you life and take your breath? What can make you leave and make you stay?
The whole thing, the whole band are made out of Wellington boots, or Welly boots, or work boots, some kind of boots.
Love, only love, only love.
Not your typical sort of winery, huh?
You and I, we've been through things, but you're still lying here with me. And there's just one reason I can think of why you deal with my crazy family, but I don't mind when you nag me, and why forever isn't long enough. Only love, love, only love, only love, only love, love, only love, only love. This ain't BS or exaggeration. I guess all I'm trying to say is
difference, right? Okay, that's good. Make some noise.
baby, you're my only love. Only love, love, only love, only love, only love, love, only love, only love.
We got a teapot here, and how to use it? Just like a straw. So in total, it's 10 meals in total.
What can make you lose your mind? Drive across town in the middle of the night. What can make you strong and so afraid? Only love, love, only love, only love, only love, love, only love, only love. You and I, we've been through things, but you're still lying here with me. And there's just one reason I can think of why you deal with my crazy family, but I don't mind when you nag me, and why forever isn't long enough. Only love, love, only love, only love, only love, love, only love, only love.
Liberator, the long shot, and this thing in the middle. weird, but I've got to show you the toilet. So we just come out of our degustation lunch at D'Arenberg and highly recommend it. It was beautiful. Highlight for the dish for me was the duck, followed by the chocolate dessert, and the tuna at the start was very nice as well. We had a bottle of the D'Arenberg GSM, which was matched perfectly, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Really topped off really nice experience at D'Arenberg with the blending, but also really topped off our wine experience in South Australia. So it was a really good way to finish off that experience in South Australia. So yeah, pretty awesome actually. Well, our wine experience in South Australia is not quite done yet. Early in our travels we ran into Rob and Sandra, and they very kindly invited us over to their place when we were passing through the area. Rob volunteered to run us through his boutique little winery, and Sandra prepared a lovely morning tea and lunch where we sampled some of Rob's wine. The experience of going through a very small operation and tasting some of the upcoming vintage directly out of the oak barrels was a memorable experience, and we thank both Rob and Sandra for their hospitality. Well, they're very soft.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh,
So soft.
hello, Sid.
And that's Nora, that's their mum.
Hello, darling.
There you go. And the two boys, he was born when we got her. He was a month old. And then they said, oh, and she might be pregnant again.
Part of the family at the vineyard are 3 donkeys. They love their donkeys and have integrated them into the business by featuring them on their bottle labels.
It's only a very small one, but we can do quite a few tons through it.
So do you take the stem off?
This thing crushes and then spins the stems out. The stems
Right.
are out the back end there.
So you just load them all in there.
Yep, and then there's a little worm that brings them in.
Yep.
So,
And so out of that comes your
yeah,
initial
then
sort of...
The must, we call it, is just crushed grape comes in here.
Yep.
And then we've got a big pump that goes on there and pumps it out into whatever you want to ferment in. So.
Really?
What happens when we do a rosé? You start the fermentation process, and then about 6 hours after you started, it starts to take the colour out of the skins. So then you say, all right, we want to stop it at a certain point. So you stop it, and then we press it off, and then you got the skins and stuff and pips and everything come off, and then you got the juice at that certain level of colour. So then what we do with that skins and pips we put back in and we ferment that, but it makes a really powerful, strong stuff that's virtually undrinkable, but it's full of tannin and all the things that you might need. So then we use
You blend it.
maybe 5-10% of that in there to bring the tannin up a bit if the tannin's a bit
Yeah.
light.
Oh, feeling special now.
Thank you.
But that's just about ready to bottle there. I think they're all.
Yum. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Wonder if I've got any.
Very nice. Walker's Run wines are available for ordering online. I personally love the Shiraz, but if you're into Sauv Blanc or Rosé, they were very nice over lunch as well.